All right, thank you, everyone. We're joined here by Purdue Fort Wayne head coach Maria Marchesano, Shayla Sellers, and Destinee Marshall. Same as last press conference, we'll start with an opening statement by coach, questions for the players. After that, we'll dismiss them, followed by questions for coach. So, coach starts off with an opening statement.
Yeah, for sure. Tough one. This one stings a little bit. Could not be more proud of our group. I mean, nobody expected us to be here. We made it to the semis, but we didn't expect to finish today either. We knew it was going to be a tough battle, but our plans were for tomorrow, and we came out strong. I mean, jumped out in front. Unfortunately, couldn't hold on, but what a performance by our group. First time on this stage. Green Bay's been here, every year. They're a championship caliber program, and our girls haven't. And so for our girls to show up here in Indy and put on the performance that they did today, it's just really incredible. I couldn't be more proud of how far we've come in the last 2 years. Unfortunately, couldn't get the stops or hit the shots we needed, especially in that fourth quarter. But if you think about it, we lost this game by 4. They hit a buzzer beater at the end of half for 2 points. They hit a buzzer beater at the end of the third for 3 points. That's 5 points. It took 2 buzzer beaters to beat this sixth-ranked team that we were. I just can't really say enough about, the job that we did, their ability to come out here and execute and really put up a fight against the number 1 seed. Like I said, it stings a little bit because I go back in my mind and I see some things that we, some rotations we missed or some shots that, I wish we could have knocked down. But that's the game. That's the game. It's March. It's a privilege to be a part of, and I'm just proud to be a part of this group.
Questions for the student athletes?
I think just the joy that we have with our whole team and together. We always joke about how practice is so fun to be around each other and being on these trips like we've been in the past 2 weeks, like just the moments and doing it together as a team. Like it does take individual efforts, but we know we win as a team, we lose as a team. So just the family that we've built this year.
The takeaways I would say that we should look forward to is just knowing what we accomplished this year. Like Coach said, coming into the tournament and the season, nobody thought we would get this far. So take what we did this season and come back even hungrier next season.
I take a lot of pride. I tell everyone I bleed black and gold for life now. These girls have been with me for as long as I can remember. But we're still adding pieces that are a part of the journey as well. Purdue Fort Wayne has been my home for 4 years, and I don't think I'd ever change that or make a different decision about where I'd go to school.
Hi, I'll just offer this to both of you. But what did you do early to kind of give them some problems? And you couldn't have asked for a better start. And just what was working out there for you?
What I would say was working out for us is we came out hungry. Like, we wanted to win. We was looking forward to tomorrow. So having that grit and being relentless offensively and defensively, I think that's what we were coming out to do.
And it's hard to beat it three times in a row. We knew that we had to give them our best game in order to be in this game. So just coming out, like Des said, hungry and ready to hit shots and make big plays in the beginning because they're going to have a good game no matter what.
Hi, Matthew Cassidy, IUPUI Sports Journalism. When you guys played Green Bay twice this year, what did you guys learn from the 2 games before to come out here in the first semifinal since, I believe, 2016 for Purdue? And what did you guys learn from those 2 games that you guys applied to this one?
I think for myself personally, I got in foul trouble the second game pretty early. So just making sure I stay out of foul trouble and just being aggressive from the start. I got to take what they give me at all times. But, yeah, staying out of foul trouble was a big one for me.
A big one, I think, for the team was knowing that they're going to come out ready to go, however, like every game, how they do. And the biggest thing we wanted to do was we know that they're going to shoot threes, so one big thing we had to do was box out, make sure we was doing good, getting defensive rebounds so they get a lot of second chance points, like focusing on that, and offensively just getting to the basket. We know they're a good defensive team, but we got to also be aggressive getting downhill.
We got time for one more for the players.
Sure. Just for both of you, Shayla and Destinee, you talked about the team camaraderie and your decision to go to Purdue Fort Wayne, and you never changed it. But was this fun? I mean, it's a little Cinderella ride. You go to Youngstown, you win, you come back. You're on this neutral court. You got a nice little section there on the baseline. Just how fun was this?
Super fun. I think this is going to be one of the most memorable seasons that I have in my entire basketball career. I just think about where we could have been, though. Like, this does sting. We don't want to feel like this again next year, but we just know this will be one of the best seasons we've had, at least I've had in here at Purdue Fort Wayne.
Being a transfer, this is like by far one of my best years of college, and I think it was more for the culture of the team, the coaching staff, like just being around everybody. It was like always open arms, having the fans, the student section. It was just so great to be a part of. I cannot wait for next year.
All right, thank you, ladies. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a great season. All right, open up for questions for Coach.
Maria, you mentioned in your opening statement, Green Bay's been here before. This was new for you all. You've been building something special for 2 years. What do you take away from this to continue to build on, this special team that you're starting to put together?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, getting our girls this experience, I think for them, seeing how cool it is, getting that taste in their mouth, it's going to make them even more hungry, but also it's going to make them more comfortable with it the next time we get here. This is something where we want to make this sort of the expectation within our program. We want to expect to be here every year in and year out, just kind of like Green Bay. So I think that's the biggest thing I'll take from it is how much the girls they didn't know what they didn't know, and they didn't know how cool it was to come down here and the experience, and the Horizon League does a great job of making the girls feel special. So I think, having that taste in our program is only going to make our girls hungrier.
Hi, Coach. What was the biggest reason for such a great turnaround from just a few years ago, just having one win, to all of a sudden being here in Indianapolis, playing in, the Final Four for this league? And what is one thing you always tell your players to go out to do while they go out there and play for this squad?
Yeah, when you take over a program that's struggled in the past, I don't know that you can put your finger on one thing that you do that makes it all of a sudden a good program. But our girls have put in a lot of work over the last 2 years. I just told the team that the 4 seniors we have, one of them medically DQ'd. She's one of our managers now, but then the 3 seniors we have on the floor, they're a huge reason why the foundation of our program has been set and the expectation has been raised, because they jumped on board right away. They bought into my vision and my philosophies, and they've had my back. And 2 of those seniors had to accept new roles this year. They went from playing 35, 40 minutes a game last year to this year, small roles or smaller roles. And so when you have seniors that are humble enough and mature enough to handle those role changes, it just makes huge impacts on your team. And everyone else has to buy in at that point, because if those seniors can do it, why not? So I think, it's a combination of hard work, buy-in, senior leadership, an administration that supports us, a city that supports us. It doesn't take just one thing to turn a program around. It's a combination of a whole lot of things. And, for your second question, I tell the girls a lot of things on the floor, but with Green Bay specifically, we had to take care of the boards. We went up to their place almost 2 weeks ago now, I guess, and almost beat them at their place at the end of the season. And in that game, they killed us on the O boards. They had 15 O boards, I think 20 second chance points. We ended up losing a close one, and so rebounding was the biggest key tonight for us. Mm-hmm.
Josh.
Hey, Maria.
Hi.
How you doing? I guess I'll start with kind of the story of the game, where you couldn't ask for a better start. I mean,
right.
Getting up like that, you would have taken that 100 times out of 100. And then as things kind of change, they make 6 straight shots to close out the half. What did they do to kind of turn the tide, and what do you think was really effective on the court for you at the beginning?
Well, I was worried about our start, actually. I thought our girls were pretty nervous. And so I was trying to loosen them up before the game started. We were talking about, non-basketball things, kind of get their mind off of it. But the way they came out, hitting shots, our defense was phenomenal to start the half. But the thing about Green Bay is they're always going to make their run. And so it's coming. It's just, can you weather it? They had a 25-point second quarter. I think if we can slow that run down in the second quarter, maybe it affects the outcome. I don't know. And then late in the game, when they were starting to get those open looks, they were just wearing us down. They do a lot of really good things. We had a couple bonehead defensive rotations where we just lost sight of a man. I can't even say it was really them. Honestly, it was a couple possessions. It was just our fault. We didn't see it. We didn't have our head on a swivel. We missed a rotation. One time in transition D, 2 people took the ball. Nobody took the rim. They get that layup in transition. And so it was like a combination of back-to-back-to-back plays where we kind of lost focus. I don't know if we were a little tired. I don't know if the moment was getting to us. I really don't know. But you let a team like Green Bay get those easy looks, and then some of the tough ones start to fall. And, I thought we did a really good job of switching up our defenses. It kept them off balance, especially early. But late, they wore us down. They started to get those kickouts. Jazzy was in foul trouble. If you look at our stat sheet, there's one person, or I guess 2 people in the positive on the plus minus, and Jazzy only played 17 minutes. If she's not in foul trouble, that changes the course of every game for Purdue Fort Wayne. I mean, she's such a defensive factor for us. So with her on the bench, now we're small. They've got good-sized post players. Now we're having to dig in on the post. Now they're getting those kickouts on those open shots. So it was a combination of a lot of things. Ultimately, they're a really good program, and they're going to make you pay for whatever mistake you make.
I'm going back here.
Hey, Maria, thanks for doing this. I guess there was a couple times in the second half there where it seemed like they were going to kind of take control of the game and just maybe pull away a little bit. And every time you guys came back and made a couple baskets in a row to make it close again. What does that say about the resilience of this team and your ability to kind of stay in the game all throughout?
Yeah, no, I agree, man. There's a couple times where I thought, oh, no, they're going to start to pull away. And I used my timeouts a lot earlier than I would have liked because of that. But our girls stepped up over and over and over again and made big shots. Destinee had a couple drives late. We were trying to get Destinee downhill a lot earlier in the game. Late in the game, she finally started getting downhill, had a couple big shots. I thought Shayla was big for us all game long. Jazzy hit one late. She missed one late as well that could have made a difference. But I completely agree. The resiliency of this group to not let those runs get to them mentally. They stayed in it till the very end. We were, like I said, we were just that close. A couple buzzer beaters, a couple missed rotations, a couple more shots fall. It's a whole different ballgame.
All right, 2 more questions. We'll start in the back here.
Hey, Coach, you were talking about the senior leadership a little bit earlier. Solaire specifically, what has she meant to this program, especially similar background to you as a local kid making an impact there?
Yeah, for sure. I've had a lot of conversations one-on-one with Solaire to tell her what she means to me and this program, but the girls spoke up. Shayla spoke up in the locker room and thanked Solaire in front of everyone because Solaire's presence just on a daily basis, she's such a good vibe. She's a positive person. She's just as happy for everyone else's successes as she is her own. She's somebody we're really going to miss because, whether she was having a good day or a bad day on the court, Solaire brought swagger to the court, and she gave us confidence just by being out there. But her personality, on top of her game and her talent, we're definitely going to miss having her around.
All right, last question.
Your playing days of Butler, do you remember it was about 2004? We go to Cleveland State, beat them in kind of an upset kind of game, right? It was kind of the first moment, when the things were changing there. And go to Milwaukee and play really well and had this very similar to what you just did. Did you ever kind of take a minute to think about those parallels from your playing days?
Yeah, I actually remember that very vividly. When I first started coaching and very first job I got was a head job was a rebuild, and so that's kind of become my thing. But I could always lean on my playing days because I went through a rebuild and I went through a coaching change, and that experience is invaluable. We talk about, with the team even throughout the year that at some point in year 2 it clicks, and early on for this year it didn't click early for us, and sometime after Christmas it clicked and we became a really good team. And before that we were still kind of the Purdue Fort Wayne of old. You could see flashes, But when it clicks, the kids start to figure out how to win. It's a really cool thing to be a part of and feel. But definitely, especially in my early coaching days, I definitely leaned on that experience in the Horizon League, of all places, where I went through that similar situation.
All right, we're actually going to do one more.
Maria, so what's the challenge for the players heading into next year now? Where do you guys go from here? How do you challenge them heading into the next year, knowing that the ceiling, is raised a little bit now?
Yeah, for sure. We talked about in the locker room, when the season ends, it's kind of a thin line of, you don't want to jump on next year already because you want to really celebrate and enjoy what you just accomplished. But, I think for our girls, they kind of said it themselves. This is a taste of where we want to be. The expectation is, hey, we're coming back to the Final Four every year. We're getting to experience this every year. We're working for a higher seed next year. We're putting ourselves in a better position. And like I said, I didn't even have to say that. The girls said that. They want this. They want to keep raising that bar. As you saw today, the pressure doesn't really bother them. So they're excited about the future, and they're going to keep working.
All right, thanks, Coach.